Welcome to Get Yourz Radio, Mecca Music, www.getyourzworld.com. I'm Doc. I'm joined with my co-host and founder, Uncle E. And tonight we have a very special guest, the one, K-Born Allah, one half of the Classical 2, real originators in hip-hop and doing a lot of great things in the community. So we're very thankful that you would join us tonight, K-Born. Peace.
Peace and blessings. Uncle E, Doc Sauce, it's a pleasure to be on your show and get a chance, to speak to the people.
Word up.
Thank you. Peace. Thanks for taking the time, brother.
So I have a number of questions, and I know you do as well, Uncle E. You wanna kick it off for us?
Sure. It'll be a pleasure, man. K-Born. Number one, like I said, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying, from back in the days. And before I even get started, I want to kind of dedicate this show to one of my boys, Al Quest, Long Beach, New York. He's a huge fan, brother, so he's definitely going to enjoy this interview. But, just real quick. Can you? Yeah, definitely. K-Born, do me a favor. Why don't you kind of give us a little walk through your experience with hip-hop as early as you can remember, you know what I mean? Try to give us a little bit of the vibe, a little bit of how you got into hip-hop and what was going on around you at that time.
Well, I was born in the Bronx, born in 1968, so I come up, I was born in 169th and Grand Avenue, Clay Avenue and all that, so we was at the birth of hip-hop. So, when I first came out, I had to start off carrying records. I remember the Dillinger Crew, Sweet Pea and all them used to be around 167 and 170, Sheridan Avenue and all that. And the first brother that ever really, I used to be in my house. My pops used to buy all the 8-track tapes, the Isley Brothers. He had 1,000 Isley Brother tapes and all this. So he used to give me his tapes after they was finished. And I used to listen to them tapes. And then one day, one of my boys, man, I was going to school called 53 on 160, 8th Street and Finley, Teller Avenue. And I'm going over there. My boy lived on Morris Avenue in 167. He's like, man, you got to come to my house. You got to come to my house, man. You got to come to my house. And I'm like, why I got to come to your house? He's like, you got to come to my house. So I went to his house. He was like, you got to hear this, man. You got to hear this. And he threw on the Spoonie G. Doom. Yes. Yo, he threw that joint on, and I was like, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? He had it was like something different. I heard the Fatback Band and, all of them, but that's the first hip-hop, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? The Fatback Band and all them, when they was coming out with the Zizzy and Hoobay, and all of that was it. But when he threw on that Spoonie G joint, that was like something to the next level, man. I never heard nothing like that. It was like something that, my mom that was really into music. It was out of their categories, out of everybody's categories. So, Spoonie G was like the first person I ever heard. When he came out with the, I think it was the Message, the Love Rap, or his first joint. And so, I really was up to Spoonie G. And then, carrying records, man. And from there, it just went on, man, to Cold Crush 4 and the Fantastic 5. And it's like everywhere I moved at, for some reason, wherever I moved at, it was a rap group. So I moved over here. It was the Fantastic Five. And I lived right next door to Kevy Cab. I moved over here. My brother's best friend was KG from the Cold Crush Brothers, so he came to our house every day. Moved over here. Rest in peace, DJ AJ lived next door, and he was DJing. And, it was like I just happened to be in the right place at the right time all the time, to tell you the truth.
Wow, that's crazy. So, all right, Spoonie G. Oh, man, shout out to Spoonie G, also a legend, man. All right, cool. So now you kind of gave us the scenario. Now, at what point in time did you say, I want to try to do what I just heard Spoonie G doing? When did you get interested in rhyming?
Yo, and a big shout out. I got to do a lot of shows with Spoonie G too. I got to do shows with Spoonie G in the 80s when I first came out with Rap's New Generation, and then I also got to do shows with Spoonie G later on, the 2000s. So, big shout out to Spoonie G, man, because, he really, put me on to what's going on. But, and I always respected that. He never was the best rapper, But he always had his own, like his style was like, Spoonie G is Spoonie G. He come out today, you know, and that's Spoonie G. Nobody sound like him, so that's what I do. You know, I just put my own style, you know. Like right now I got a new joint called What's Peace, but I'll get into that later on. But what made me like get into rap is like, when I was young, I used to always get into a lot of trouble, and that's why I got my nonprofit organization called I Am My Community. Right now, you know, to help the young brothers not get into the same situations I was in. So I used to always end up in trouble. And this guy that I never liked on the street, you know, I never liked him because he always thought he knew karate, and he was a big dude, and I always was a little dude. So, you know, and I got in trouble, but the big dude never got in trouble. So when I was up in the group home up in Tryon, and I was up in there with Mike Tyson and all them. Oh, wow. And every time I called home or my mother came to see me, she always told me about this guy that always asked for me. And it happened to be the same big guy, the karate guy. So I used to always be like, she never told me about none of the guys I hung out with every single day. None of them never asked for me. But this guy always religiously asked for me. So when I came out, it happened, you know, and that happened to be my partner, Emcee Brew. So when I came out, she was like, you know, and you know, our moms, you know, back in the days, moms was on real loyalty, and you know, you just how it go. So when I came out, I had no intentions of going to see the brother because I never dealt with the brother. And, you know, I had to be about 14 and something. My mother was like, yo, you better go over there and tell that guy that you appreciate him asking about you. And I was, you know, and I wanted to go hang out with the same knuckleheads that actually got me in there. You know, and when I asked, you know, my moms made me go over there, and I went over there and I told him I appreciate him asking about me and all that. And we got into a conversation, and from that day, we just gelled together like, you know, we never left each other to the day he passed away. You know, we was best friends from there on out.
Wow. But
me and him.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but what made him ask about you, though? Like, if you guys didn't really deal with each other?
You know, I guess we was young, but LeBrew was like 2 years older than me, so I probably was young and dumb, and he probably was like a little older than me and seeing, you know, more than what I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I was young.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, cool. I'm running with the wild guys, and I'm wilding out. He always was toned back and the karate guy and all. I'm looking at him like, man, what's this big dude with the karate? Why a black guy got a karate gi on with karate slippers? I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? and then one of his best friends' name was Cisco. So I used to always call him Cisco. You remember the record was out, Cisco Kid, was a friend of mine. So his friend didn't like that. So his friend, you know, he used to want to get at me. So they didn't like me, period. You know, I was a little troublemaker. But then, you know, once I got to meet him, and then he told me he was rapping. So I'm like, yo, you know, I've been around it from the gate, you know what I'm saying, from the scratch, but I never really tried to do it. Then me and him started doing together. So we used to battle each other all the time. So one day we went to, they said they having a contest in the Disco Fever. And this back in the early 80s, 84, 85. So me and him joined the contest. So we went there, but we said, yo, if we nice, we battled each other so much every day. So we was like, yo, if you nice, I'm nice, let's go there as individuals. Let's not be a group. So we went there as individuals, but we didn't have no DJ because both of us just starting. Well, both of us came and tied in first place out of about 30 people. So then the crowd had to choose. The crowd had to choose. I won first place that week. I got the trophy. He got the second place trophy. But I split my money with him. So the next week he came, because it was like, 6-7 rounds. The next week he came, and it's like the same thing they had in Crush Groove. Exact same thing. He came the next week, he won. So we split our money. So Star Child seen us splitting money. So he like, yo, man, y'all know each other? We like, yeah, we a group. So he like, if y'all a group and both of y'all won individually, why don't y'all get up there as a group? So we like, nah, we don't got to get up there as a group. We showing people that both of us is nice.
Right.
We don't got to lean on each other. You know what I'm saying? On our own, we can take it down. So when it came down to the day that it was like, going into the semifinals, like I said, I never had a DJ. So when I got there, Star Child was like, yo, and I'm like 14, 15. He said, yo, man, I gave him a tape. So he was like, you ain't got no DJ? I was like, nah. He said, yo, I'm going to DJ for you tonight. So he DJ'd for me. I ended up winning. So then LeBrew went on individually. So he ended up DJing for LeBrew. So he was like, yo, I'm going to introduce y'all to somebody. So he introduced us to Brucey B. And then Brucey B, And then Brucey B heard us out, and we still rapping individually. You know what I'm saying? But then we got group things too. So he's like, y'all crazy nice. Come and meet us at the rooftop. He told us to meet him at the rooftop one day. So we went and met him. And then Teddy Riley was there. Rest in peace. Greg Marius, who just passed away a couple of days ago.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, big shout out to Greg. You know, that was my boy. Greg was there. Cool G from the Disco 4 was there. And I said Teddy Riley. And Gusto Wells that owned Rooftop.
Right, okay.
So they like, Brucey B, like, these boys nice, man. You know what I'm saying? So they like, let's hear what you got. Don't forget, we ain't got no DJ. So this back in the days, the Brew started doing the banging. You know how we bang on the table, and we just started doing routines. And then as we started doing routines, Teddy Riley was like, yo, that's it, man. We rolling with them. But we still had a problem. The Disco 4, because, they still was the dudes that was out at the time, and we was like the new dudes, and we talking about we the new generation. Like, hold on, homie. And Greg G was a part of the Disco 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on.
Okay.
So the beat they came up with Rap New Generation was like for the Disco 4.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, but Teddy Riley was like, nah, I made the beat for them. He wanted to give it to us, but at the end of the day, when you went on seniority, the Disco 4 wanted it. So we had to have we all went to the studio. Big shout out to Charlie Murphy, because we used to go to Teaneck, New Jersey, to Vernon and Eddie Murphy, their mom's house back then, because Vernon had a rap group.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Murphy's brother.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
That's right. Yeah.
Big shout out to Charlie. We used to go to Charlie's house when he was little. Eddie ain't even had no movie out. You know what I'm saying? Vernon was the man at the time. You know what I'm saying? Vernon had the rap group, so we used to go over there, and we made the record, and then they just judge on who record was going to come out between us or the Disco 4. So, we came up Rap's New Generation. And I wrote that joint in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's crazy. But I was going to, I want to, that was something else I was going to ask you, too, is if you could explain a little bit about, a little bit more in depth about that particular record, how you guys came up with writing it, and just because, what's funny, like how you said, what you said about Spoonie G, like when Spoonie G came out, that it just kind of changed everything. Like when Rap's New Generation hit, man, that shit, like, it felt like the city just stopped. Like I remember, like that came on, and it was just like nothing else existed at that moment. You know what I mean? So how just describe that whole process.
It's like well, at that time, I was living with my moms. Like I said, we young. So me and my sister, them, like, it's a 2-room. It's a 1 room, but they done made it into 2 rooms, so they got a big, real divider there. But the divider don't go all the way to the ceiling because the light is there.
Right.
So if I turn the light on, I got to turn the light on, and it's going to split in my room and in my sister's room. Right. So that ain't making it. Because, this back in the day, moms ain't playing that. You better turn that light out. Them kids got to go to school. You got to go to school, too. So I had to go in the bathroom at night. You know what I'm saying? And sit in the bathroom and write my rhymes. Because, whoever got to use the bathroom, knock on the door. I'll come out, but I'm still standing there, and I'm going to go back in. But moms is moms. All that, moms, all that, you breaking night and stand outside. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And you getting up in the morning. So I was just sitting in the bathroom, and I'm sitting up in there, we writing rhymes. And like I said, I've been around carrying records since back in the 70s. So, and I'm tired of at that time, I was like tired of the hip hop, the dip, hoobie doo, and dip dive, and nothing wrong with it, but it was just at a different era because we had a different era. We wasn't wearing Pro-Cats and all that no more. We was wearing Adidas and Puma suits. You know what I'm saying? We wearing Shams and Barriers and Ballies. We wearing Ballies. We wearing Wallabies and silk suits. Like the hip hop doobie doo, that's out.
Yeah, it's funny. It's crazy that you say that though, because like the time frame that you're talking about from when you're doing it to the point where, like we're saying now, like the other generation, like it's really not that far apart though.
Yeah, but it's a whole different era. Now you picture this right now.
Yeah.
But check this out. Now y'all get a big picture of this, and I want the audience to get a big picture of this. We all come into a club, right? Right. And I got on a brand new Adidas suit with a pair of Adidas and a Kango hat, right? Mm-hmm. My man got on a wet look doctor suit with a pair of British Walkers. My next man got on a leaf suit on with a pair of British Walkers or a pair of Playboys, and he got the Kango on. And then some dudes coming here with some cowboy boots, with some tight pants on, with some feathers and all that. Homie, Scroby, hold up. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but hold up. You know what I'm saying? And this at the same, like, wait up, bro. We gotta cut ourselves off from this. So that's when I came up like, wait up, man. You know, it's a new style of rap for a new generation. It ain't no disrespecting nobody. Ain't no kings, no queens, just souls and crews. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We ain't disrespecting nobody, but at the same token, it's a new style of rap for a new generation. You know what I'm saying? It's a different change. It's a whole different look. It's a whole different sound. It's a whole different hip hop. What's your this? What's that? You know, we like basically at our era. And the era that we opened up was the deepest era of hip-hop that ever was opened up. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Why is because once we came out with Rap's New Generation, everybody that came out after us, from the Eric B. and Rakims to the Big Daddy Kanes to anybody, the Nice and Smooths, to anybody, none of our, to the BDP, Boogie Down Productions, none of our records never had no curses in them, bro. We never killed nobody. We never shot nobody. We just was straight hip-hop. We didn't brag about no drugs. Because, you know, the era before us, they bragged a lot about drugs and they bragged a lot about parties. The era after us bragged about, like right now, brag about killings and shootings. In our era, we didn't brag about none of that. We just said straight hip-hop. Listen to the whole Big Daddy Kane album, and you won't hear one curse. You won't hear he killed nobody. Listen to the whole Eric B. and Rakim album. He ain't killed nobody. They ain't show. There's none of that. There's none of that. And everybody liked every record. You could play every record. You be like, oh, man, that was the joint. Man, play that. Oh, man, that was the joint. You don't know what's the joint because everything was the joint.
Right.
And we ain't killed, shot, or nobody, and we didn't curse or nothing, bro. It was just straight hip hop and from our heart.
Right. You're right. Now is that? But at that point in time, at that exact moment, did you guys, was that a conscious thing that you guys thought of, or was it just because that's what you guys, you know, it was what you were into, and it's what you lived about?
No, it was none of that. It was what you lived in a house, like, you know, it's an era. And that's why, you know, I'll get into that when we get into I am my community. Right. You know what I'm saying? When I get into that. But it's an era when people, like when we was young and people came out and like you could be the softest dude in the world. And somebody may beat you up every day, but if they said something about your mother, guess what? Man, you will fight Mike Tyson right now.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
You will fight Mighty Joe Young. But then when the era came when we started selling crack to our parents, and we started sitting in the house and our parents is no longer our parents, that's when the respect flew out the window. So when we made our records, it wasn't more or less, because we was the toughest dudes out, like I said. You know what I'm saying? I was in Spofford and with Mike Tyson and all that at the time. We was the toughest dude out. But we also knew that if my moms hear me cursing on this record, I'm going to have a problem.
Saying. Right. Wow,
it was not. Damn, it was conscious. You feel me? Yeah, it was forget what the crowd said. I gotta let my moms hear this. So first of all, I gotta explain to my moms why I gotta go outside and I gotta do a show tonight. And I gotta, because moms don't care about none of that money, boy. You gotta go to school tomorrow.
Man, you know
you ain't impressing her with that.
Yeah.
You ain't impressing her with that.
I think you might be. I mean, and again, you know, I'm not saying that nobody else, but I think you might be one of the first ones that I've actually heard in like an interview or anything kind of even say that in that fashion. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that, you know, like I said, there's probably others maybe had that same mentality, but you're the first one that I heard actually come out and say it like that. And I got to give you, I got to salute you for that too.
Definitely.
Thank you, brother. You know, moms was the big chief. We wasn't scared of the police. We wasn't scared of teachers. We wasn't scared of nobody. We were scared of moms. So therefore, you know, I'm going to put this record out, but I got to let moms hear this. So I want moms to be proud of me too and know that I ain't a knucklehead. I ain't just a knucklehead. And I am a knucklehead, but I'm not just a knucklehead. So at the same token, that's like if you listen to One Iron Records on the backside of Rap's New Generation, I made a record called She's a Freak Dog.
Yeah.
Right? All right. My mom said, boy, I can't believe you made that record. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't say it in a mad way, but at the same token, she used to be like, you doing the show? I'll be like, yeah. She'd be like, I'm coming. And my mom's country. I was born in the Bronx. My mom was born in Charleston, South Carolina. She said, if you're going to do that record up there, I don't want to hear all that. Okay, Mom. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't for you, but I had to put that one out. But that's like, you know, we had a deeper respect, man. You know, you ain't want everybody, like Big Daddy Kane said, people said I'll be dead before I'm 21. I'll be locked up in jail. They already got that conception of you. So I'm not going to get on record and talk about I was hitting people in the head and doing all this and all that. I want to show people the opposite of what they thought of me. And that's why we was really coming out without somebody having to tell us. We was coming out to that, you know, them type of records.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm you don't know, man. I'm so glad that you touched on that, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
So okay, I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the experience of working with Teddy Riley. And the reason why I'm asking that, because, brother, I'm not going to lie to you. Not too long ago, I came across some production that I found out Teddy Riley did of some hip-hop that I didn't know of back then. And it kind of surprised me a little bit because everybody, you know, is so familiar with Teddy Riley, with Guy and all the other stuff that he's done, you know what I mean? That, like, you know, some that might not know that he did Rap's New Generation might be a little surprised.
Well, I tell brothers like this, man. We are the inventors of the New Jack Swing. Rap's New Generation is the New Jack Swing. We are the New Jack Swing. Everything that came after that, the Just Got Paid, Friday Nights, Remember the Time, all that. I want that, all that. The Kumo D, Go See the Doctor, the Heavy D, who you think you are, all that's the Rap's New Generation flow. Anything that Rex and Effects made, that's Rap's New Generation flow. The only thing is that at that time, like I said, I was a knucklehead, so I ended up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying, in the federal institution. And when I got locked up, Teddy just took all our stuff and really gave it to Rex and Effects. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Rex and Effects was invented.
Oh, wow.
So there was no such thing. There was no such thing as Rex and Effects when we was on the street. When I was on the street, you know what I'm saying? But then when I got locked up, all of a sudden, you know, all the music that we had and all the things that we had went to Rex and Effects. It was no such thing. That's all us. Anything you hear the New Jack Swing is us, you know? So I can't really get no shout out to Teddy Riley because even doing, I was a little kid. I give shout out to Greg Marius, rest in peace. I give shout out to Gusto Wells and all the other ones. But Teddy, from the day I was a little kid, and he was with me, and I remember dudes want to beat him up for selling cell phones that used to go out the next day. But I had more street. I had more street creds than him because I always was in the street. So I used to save him even though he was older than me. So you know what I'm saying. So now, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew the street dudes when they was coming to dust him off. They like, oh, yo, what up, little bad ass? You know, he's calling me little bad Donnie. They like, yo, little bad Donnie, what you doing with this dude? Y'all know him. Yo, man, we, you know, nah, man. He was selling the fake cell phones and all that. But when I got locked up, you know, the dudes supposed to have came and seen me, long story short, and this, that, and the third, he never came to see me. You know what I'm saying? Signed my name on some papers and ran with that. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen, This was in 97. I got locked up in 99. I came out in like 97. And that was 87. I came out in 97. I still haven't seen Teddy Riley to this day. Wow. And I done sent out mad shout outs to him and mad this, that, and the third. I haven't seen him. I mean, like, really, what is you going to tell me? That you stole all my stuff and never came back and left me for dead in jail and I was a little kid and you had all the opportunity that could have told me better. But you ain't do nothing but leave me, you know? You know, so I can't, you know. So I haven't never seen him, you know. I haven't seen him since then. Now, you know, and like I said, you know, like my mom's a pops passed when I was young. So somebody, you know, they always going to look over me. So I don't want nothing from him, you know. And money ain't about nothing unless I wouldn't be running around here having my nonprofit organization, I am my community and building my community. I'll be out in the street tearing down my community. You know, money don't make or break me. But at the same day, you know, being a man and being representing what you are, and carry, that's what do. And that's what made brothers like me, that when I was getting incarcerated, this, that, and third, brothers like him that wasn't out here looking out for the younger brothers. And I made it all for brothers like them to do the 100% opposite. And that's why I got my community, and that's why I make sure I look out for the little brothers and the little sisters.
Word. Definitely. So I definitely want to get into that also, but before that, I just want to, because we touched on LA Brew real quick, and I just wanted to kind of ask you, because I know you've been doing some shows, within the last couple of years, but it must be a little bit fun, feel a little bit funny, a little bit awkward maybe when you hit the stage and you don't have your boy right next to you. Just how was that period when he passed away and you kind of getting back into music?
Oh man, it was like the Brew the man, man. You know what I'm saying? The Brew made me nice, because the Brew want to rap every day. Every time I see him, you got to have another rhyme, because he battling you. Right. And don't come out with that rhyme you wrote yesterday, because he done wrote 3 rhymes last night. Yo, homeboy, you don't sleep? He was Tupac before Tupac. Like, he was getting like Cool Mo D, Heavy D. Nobody couldn't come inside Rooftop Studio without battling us. Cool Raw, No Assassin, rest in peace, Tony T. Like, you can't come in Rooftop without battling us. And we ain't never lost a battle. You know what I'm saying? Brand Nubian, anybody will tell you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't lose no battle. The Brew was like, this dude was like a walk-in rhyming machine. Like he'd never stop. Like, I gotta write a rhyme. I'll be at my house literally in the bathroom. My mom's be like, boy, that boy Anthony outside calling you. He's calling me at 9 o'clock in the morning, man. He's want to battle. And he got 2-3 fresh rhymes. So now I'm home. I got to sit up overnight and really write a rhyme for him in the morning, because he's coming. And he going to have the crowd out there trying to show off, you know what I'm saying, and all that on me. So I got to come out. So he was my biggest problem. Like LeBrew, man, that was like, man, LeBrew would have been alive right now. He'd be one of the greatest, bro,
Yeah, I could just imagine, man.
I mean, like, he was like the brother that was really, really, he was born in Queens. But then he moved in the Bronx, like where I was at. Like I said, he was the karate dude. I didn't never deal with him. But then once me and him started getting together, that was it, man. It was like, you got the big dude, 6 foot something, and then you got the little dude, like Big Percy, Little Seymour. Yeah, It's that scenario. You got the little big mouth dude, and then you got the big cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, big man, what's up with your little man with the big mouth? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, get your little
and then the dude cool. He laid back and cool, but he big and he got all the muscles, 6 foot something. You like, man, the big dude cool, but the little dude right here, man. So, that was like, wow. But then if they told me he ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me. So,
right?
We had to, like, man, it really hurt me, man, because, I was locked up, and then when I came out, I seen him. But, like, he was deep into religion at the time. Like, I wrote him a letter when I was locked up. And, I was young and I was stupid at the time. As I'm ignorant. So when I wrote him a letter, he wrote me back, like, yo, I love you and all that, but don't, if you write me, don't curse in the letter.
Okay.
Being ignorant, I didn't understand that. So I was like, what? Man, I ain't writing this dude no more. Like, what do you mean don't curse in the letter, man? This dude crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm not really seeing where he was coming from. I'm young. So I ain't writing him back. So after, like, 18 months or something, he wrote me back, like, yo, what's up? You never going to write me? I'm like, nah, man. You talking about, how you going to tell me how I'm, it's writing to you? You just take what I'm writing to you, Don't judge it out to try to dissect it. So then after that, he was like, all right, cool, I was wrong for that, just write me, I came out. This as an adult, not as a minor, I was an adult then. After we made the record and all that, and I jammed out stuff up by getting locked up. So when I came out, I finally seen him. And people were saying that he was in the church hall. And I seen him a couple of times because I still was in a work release. And we made plans to hook up and all that. And once we got together, it was going to be over. You know what I'm saying? Because I had so much things to tell him, and I knew he had so much things to tell me. And I had so much plans that I done wrote in my book over all these years, and I know he had mad rhymes. It was about to go down. I'm not even worried about that church, man. We could work all around that. It was about to go down. Like, seriously. I'm like, yo, man. Yeah, I'm like, yo, man, I just got like 2 more weeks. to get up out this halfway house, man. It's going down. And then within that 2 weeks, somebody came to me late. Was like, oh, the boo was, he had a cold and he had the flu. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to go to the hospital because he was believing in this church that it was going to heal him.
Right.
In all actuality, it was getting worse every time. But I never knew none of this. So by the time they told me, and I was like, what? And I'm still in the work release. I said, yo, man, tell that brother that he already know how I get down, man, because his mother said he didn't want to go to the hospital. His brother said he refused to go to the hospital by the time they told me this. So by the time they told me this, I'm like, yo, tell the brew I said that. By the time I get up there tomorrow, that he got 3 choices. He can volunteer to go to the hospital, I could call an ambulance for him, or I'm going to drag him to the hospital. And by this time now, I'm busy like 340 because I just came locked up. So I'm capable of dragging him to the hospital. I will drag him to the hospital. But by the time I went to go get him, he was already done. Went to the hospital, man. The brother had passed away, so I never got the news until I never got the chance to go and see him. You know what I'm saying? And that really hurt me, man, because I knew that if I would have went to go see him, he knew he was going to the hospital. You can't tell me you ain't going to the hospital, bro. I'm not leaving you in his house knowing you sick. I'm going to break out because you said you don't want. Man, if you don't get up out this bed, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Damn. Sorry for that, man.
Damn.
Yeah. That nowhere in the world, he would have not went to the hospital or got dragged to the hospital. Like, he got 3 choices. You know what I'm saying? That's the 3 choices he got, But that was my brother, man, and I shout him out all the time. And, like I said, like when I was locked up, he used to substitute with one of my brothers to do the show for me. So now now that he gone, when I be doing shows, I substitute and use my brother. I use my same brother for him.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Wow.
Actually, I think I saw it at what was it? I don't know if it was last year or the year before. You guys were at the Rocksteady anniversary.
Yeah.
I think it was the year before last.
Eclipse. Yeah, DJ Eclipse. Yeah. That's my boy. He shouted me out and DJ for us. Oh, yo, look. So you seen me. You seen Spoonie G went on before me.
Yeah. That was in 2015, I think, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Spoonie G went on before me, man.
He was there. Yeah. I was there. I go to all the Rocksteady anniversary.
Now imagine that. Imagine you a young kid. The first dude that you looked up to, the big record you seen, was Spoonie G.
Yeah.
And now here I am at Rocksteady Park, and the person that's coming on before me is Spoonie G. And he did the same record that was the first record that my boy really let me listen to, and he did that.
Yo, how does that feel, man? That got to blow your mind, bro.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That was big, man. But like I've been a jack of all trades. So, like, I guess that when I sit back in time, then I'll see all the accomplishments that I did, but, I really don't be seeing them because I'll be doing so many things, and I don't be looking for the you know what I'm saying? I don't be looking for the pat on the shoulder.
Right.
I'll be somewhere, and, even when I met Jay-Z, and I'm chilling, and Jay-Z there, and he's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what up? He's like, yo, I'm like, he's like, yo, my name's Jay-Z. I'm like, my name's K-Born, boom. And that was that. That was that. That was over. And we chilling, and then Premier came 30 minutes later. It was like, yo, Jay-Z. He's like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, this K-Born. He was like, yeah, I met him. I said, yeah, I met the brother. He was like, nah, this the dude that made Rap's New Generation. Jay-Z said, oh, man. Oh, yo, that was oh, man. Yo, why you ain't telling me that? What else? You know what I'm saying? I got a whole, I ain't think that was supposed to be my intro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Same thing with MOP when I first met them. Same thing. I met them. We all met each other, and it was all cool. 20 minutes later, somebody else came. Hey, yo, this? I think it was Kane, or one of them came. Yo, this dude made Rap's New Generation. Oh, same thing. Yo, that was my joint, man. I listen to it every day, Man. So, I guess,
Right. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like, which I kind of wanted to ask you as well, but do you think that you guys have gotten, the props, the respect due for what you've got, what you have done in hip hop?
I feel like this, as far as like, if you go money-wise and all that, no, we didn't. But if we go as far as like, all of like, you know, I wrote for the Source magazine for 10 years too. I wrote all the Icon articles. You know, I put everybody on, all the old school rappers. All I asked was them was, when y'all get on and shout me out. None of them was on. All these dudes was old and washed up. They was dry. Nobody was talking about no old school nothing. I put all of them on in every magazine that I did. They was charging $3,500 per page in the Source magazine. So I was getting $10,000 worth of advertisement, right? I never asked none of these brothers for nothing, not one dime. They was like, yo, you don't want nothing? No, I don't want nothing. I just want y'all to shout me out. You know how many brothers ever shouted me out within them 10 years? One.
Don't tell me, man.
DJ AJ, rest in peace.
Wow.
None of them.
Wow.
None of them. So then you ask yourself sometimes why people don't never get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Karma is a motherfucker, but I don't look for nothing. I never ask for a dime. I'll give you $10,000 every time. I just say, shout me out. You know, give me a shout out. Like, yo, you know, yeah, peace to the brother K. Moore. Peace to, you know, the Icons. Peace to, you know, that's it. I don't want to dime out of you, because at the end of the day, you know, I feel that, you know, me being, my kids being all right, and out of all the things I did, I got 5 kids and all of them all right in college and doing all these things, I feel that Allah gave me my blessing just for me to be alive and me not to be in jail with all the things that I done did and all the, you know, the situations that I've been in. I take that, all of those things as my blessings. So when I don't need the things that people actually think that I need, you know what I'm saying? So if I be like, yo, just give me a shout out. Like, it may be something that's worth $100,000. I'll be like, yo, give me a shout out. And you don't give me that shout out, I'm going to take that like that was the $100,000, because literally I could have got the $100,000. I said, I don't want it. Just give me a shout out. Right. That shout out was the $100,000.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And to you, it's petty because you're like, oh, you know, the brother did, you know. Yeah, but to me, that was big, man. Just give me the shout out. It's big.
That's,
you know, I'm on the value of each one, you know.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's why I was asking you that question, because I you know, I don't know. Like I said, there's certain artists from you know, around that era, around that time, that you might you know, people might play their music on certain stations or whatever here and there, or they still have classics, but you don't really hear the artists being mentioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is another thing that gives me a big shout out that I like too. That even though you see a lot of big names, you see the Jay-Z's and you see the Nas's and you see all these dudes, right? And you see some dudes that came out that they was great and they sold 1 million albums. But guess what? I don't hear your record on the radio no more.
Word.
Right.
My record came out in 1986. Our record came out. Me and LeBrew Raps New Generation. And to today, they play our record primetime radio.
That's true.
You feel me? Your record came out 2 years ago. It was the joint. It rocked. You killed them. And nobody, right now, if you go up to anybody in the street and ask them, they be like, nah, I never heard that, because they don't play it no more. It was only hot for that hot second. So that's what give you that. Our joint was not a record. It was a classic. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that. You know, and I'm glad that don't matter who made a record, when we mention our record, you know it. Like, oh, man. Yo, and that's enough appreciation. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, it'll be, you know, the shine to come out. Like, you know, this brother actually did all this and that, the third. I can't believe he did this. You know, I used to break dance and travel around the world. I used to do so many different things, man. You know, jack of all trades, you know.
Bless.
So.
Bless. K-Boy, I would like to get into actually more of the stuff that you're doing as relates to I Am My Community. So I know that, you know, you were part of Bronx Rise Above Gun Violence, and man, you guys just do so much, from giving suits to people that need it, to tips on beating court cases, how to get a job, how to, you know, get back into society after coming out of the system. A major part of what y'all stand for is you know, nonviolence. So can you tell us a little bit more about your organization and what you're doing now, what you guys stand for?
Yes, first of all, you know, we promote public safety. That's number one. You know, big shout out to Dr. Gary Sluckins. Big shout out to Curb Violence. And big shout out to Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence. You know, like I was down with a part of Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence for like a year and a half. You know, it's an excellent program. But like I said, you know, I was born and raised in the Bronx since 1968. So I was out here when the real gangs was out here. You know, the guys with the chains and kicking your door and all that. I was out here when 911 was a joke, when you call the police on Monday and they came on Friday. You know, I was out here when it was 25, 35, 100 people getting killed in New York City every year. You know, and people, you know, right now it's 300, 400 and it's like something big. So I was out here when it was 3,500. You know, so I was out here during them times when my family used to come outside and the fire department used to come outside and spray the water in our family face and sick the German shepherds on the little kids and the old ladies and the babies, you know. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people ain't see and they ain't go through. So I respected the Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence, but then I also know that being where I was born at and how I was raised, that is more to my community and more to uplifting my community than just guns. You know, I got people that's homeless. I got people, like you said, going through court cases. I got so many different things going on. You know, I got domestic violence cases. I got everything. I got gang violence. I got street violence. I got gang wars, and it's all in my community. So in order to tackle all them things, I figured that I would have to start something named I Am My Community. You know, because I got to be a part of my community so I can work stretch the arms out. And if I can't do it, then I could refer you to somebody or I could do something like that. But at the end of the day, I got to be able to tackle all this. And a lot of people, like I said, they don't got nothing to do with gun violence, so they feel that I can't help them. You know, and I used to go up to people like, yo, brother, why you ain't coming to me and ask me to help you, man? You just went through this. You're okay, man. I don't got no gun. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through this with my kid and all this, man. My kid ain't going to school, and I'm trying to get to go to school, and the ACS coming down on me. But at the same time, I'm trying to counsel them, and, you know, it's a whole issue, and this ain't got nothing to do with no gun, man. So why I need to talk to you? But at the same token, I'm trying to represent the whole neighborhood. So I can't represent the whole neighborhood if I'm only dealing in one angle. So I got to stretch my avenues out. I got to widen my vision, and so I got to deal with the whole community. So that's why I had to, like, step off and start my own thing, and so I can stretch out and be able to handle more things that's going on inside my community. And that's why I came up with the name I Am My Community.
That's beautiful. I really I love the way that you take that whole overall approach, you know, because it does. There are so many elements and aspects to how you uplift the people, you know, and how to get out from some of these problems that plague us. So what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously this is as important as it's ever been, and in some ways some aspects of this are more important than they have ever been. What are your thoughts on you know, the problem with police violence being so prevalent right now, even though it's been going on forever, and we all know that, but prevalent in our face on video? You know, what are your thoughts on what needs to happen to put a stop to that?
Well, honestly speaking, I feel like this, you know, I'm going to be a realist. Because like I said, I done got in a lot of situations, you know what I'm saying, where I was a knucklehead and got locked up numerous, 77 times, you know, as coming up. So I can't really knock the police to an extent, because the police job is public safety, you know, and they got to promote public safety. But at the same token, they got to provide jobs, programs, and opportunities to the community. So if I'm standing on the South Bronx, or if I'm on Fordham Road or 183rd or something like that, Webster Projects, I'm not going to have the same opportunities as a person that live in Riverdale, that live in Throgs Neck, that live on Park Avenue, you know, and that's where that got to change. The opportunities, and it got to be spread out to everybody, because if it's not, then you're going to have certain areas that's going to be poor, and they're going to have no result but to go to crimes, because there's nothing else there for them but to sell drugs, or for them to try to rob somebody, because you're not providing nothing for them. Because you're taking all the money and all the assets and you providing it to certain areas, you know. So Now we're going to go on with the police violence. The police do jump out the window now, but then you got to put yourself sometime in a police situation, and you got to say, every time if I come outside to work and I got a job and everybody I ask a question got a response behind it. Like, why I just can't ask a regular question like, yo, get off the corner. Now, I live here, man. I was living here for 20 years. Hey, yo, why you coming up to me? Hey, yo, man, oh, they only coming over here talking to the black dudes. Oh, they only messing with the Mexicans. Hey, yo, man, why you just can't get out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bridge that's missing. It's a lack of communication. And the reason why it's a lack of communication because the police are supposed to consist of people from the community, in which they don't. They hire people from Riverdale and from Long Island and from other places, and these people they can't relate to you. So they you know what I'm saying, there's no empathy, there's none of that when it comes to you because they can't relate because they never was poor. They never had to hang out in the street. They don't understand why you hang out on the corner because they don't hang out on the corner. Why are you hanging out on the corner, guy? And so it's a big missing thing there, you know, and the only way that gap gonna be connected is that we got to get down to our local politicians. You know, a lot of people jump out the window and they want to speak about the president. Oh, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald Trump this. But if you ask them what district you live in, they don't know. What community board represents you? They don't know. Who's your assemblyman? Who's your councilman? They don't know. What senator represents this community? They don't know. But you're talking about the president. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called chain of command. And we got to follow that chain of command. We got to start getting on the people that's supposed to be representing that and coming out and handling our community and get them. And then we won't got to worry about the police violence and none of that because the people that we hiring that's sitting in the offices that never come out, that they can walk by you right now, you walk through your neighborhood, more people will know you and Uncle E than will know your neighborhood councilman.
You know, I heard somebody say at one time, like, if you look at someone and you know they're your neighbor, it's harder, you know, it's harder to dehumanize them and to drop a bomb on them, right? And I know, you know, there's situations certainly where, I mean, in inter-community violence being what it is, but that's a great point that not being connected at that local level and where you are in the community is something to be resolved, right?
Yep. And here go another thing, too, I always speak about, and I bring this on a lot of people. Now, if we're going to speak about, like, the police violence, right? Now, if the police lock up 100 people today, there's probably one person that got beat up or one person. You know, it probably was 55, but we ain't know about it. But we know about this one person, right? Out of the 1,000 people that got locked up all around the United States today. So everybody gonna come out and we all gonna focus and we all gonna argue about that, right? I have no problem about that. Let's argue about that. Now, if 10,000 people, whoever got locked up this day all around the United States, and one person got attacked by the police, and we want to argue about that because we feel it was wrong, we got all the right to argue about that. But also at that same time, around the United States, was 500 old ladies and young kids that was attacked in our community, and we don't got nothing to say about that. I got a problem with that.
Right.
I got a problem with that. Because if we got a problem with somebody attacking or hurting somebody in our family, in our community, we should have a problem with everybody that's hurting somebody in our family or in our community. Not just with the police because they got a blue and white suit on or they got whatever color suit and they say that they the law, but you're going to let the other 500 people that go by and that kicked up Miss Jones and shot little Billy, and you ain't got nothing to say about that. You look like a phony in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because you just passed all these people, and you just passed all of this to go down to 42nd Street or whatever to protest about something that happened somewhere else. But you never said nothing about all the people that got hurt on your block. And you never said nothing about the old lady that lived right next door to you that got jumped by the youngins that's right downstairs. Why we not downstairs protesting? Why we don't got rest in peace Miss Mary or rest in peace Miss Susan or leave Miss Susan alone or leave Miss or I am my community and I'm representing for her. Leave her alone, man. We don't do that. And that's where my problem come at. We can't just put a magnified glass on the police and then we ignore each other killing each other. We can't do that.
So you I'm sorry, Red. I just want to ask a quick question. Do you think, like what you were saying, as far as people going and protesting about certain things that's hyped up a little bit more, as far as on social media or on TV, do you feel like somewhat, like maybe not consciously, but they're doing it more just to, like, I don't want to say like a fad, but you know, it's the thing to do at the moment. So what do you mean you don't want to say it? You told me that we're going to say you want to say it. No, what you said? You said we're going to say you want to say it, right? No, it's a fad. What I'm saying is, I don't know if it's a fad.
Now you are 20 push-ups, E.
No, listen. I'm going to prove you. I just didn't know if the fad is the right word to use. You know what I mean?
The Uncle E is the right word to use. I'm going to prove to you it's a fad. I'm going to prove to you real quick it's a fad. Because we all went from all Black Lives Matter, right?
Right.
Black Lives Matter. Everybody got with it. It was a fad. Everybody jumped on to the F Donald Trump. Guess what? It was a fad. And then next week, everybody was running around chasing Pokemon and forgot about all that.
Man.
You went around chasing Pokemon. Last week, you was ready to start a revolution. You was ready to go down, brother. Those are brothers who the Black Panthers and all them exiled. Those are brothers that was the phony. That's what you call, they like online internet puppets. Media, they static addicts. They the ones that's going to start it, but they not going to be there. They going to talk it. Because you just walk. I can't understand you having a shirt on saying, I respect you fighting for somebody from another state or another wherever. I respect that. But at the same token, why didn't you say nothing when they hit Miss Mary in the head and robbed her? You knew Miss Mary for 20 years in your building, and they robbed her. Why did you have on the Leave Miss Mary Alone shirts? I can't understand that. Why you scared to protect, and you scared to protest in your own neighborhood because they know you, and you feel that you're safer, and you more in the crowd, and you can shout out more and let your word be known where people don't know you, then you can run back to your safe haven. That's like more of a phony. Then you run it back to your safe haven, but your safe haven ain't that safe because they just beat up Miss Mary. And you ain't saying nothing. So guess what? You may be next on the menu. You know, if you're going to come out and you're going to say that I'm against this, I'm against that, you got to be against it, you know? My brothers and my sisters will tell you. My brothers, my sisters, my closest friends will tell you. I'll be like, yeah, man, you getting down with I Am My Community, help us out. They'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, yo, homie, if you got anything to do with anything or mess with anything, you ain't down with that. You can't get down. They'll be like, yo, man, I'm your bro. I'll be like, yo, bro, I don't care who you are. There's a different thing between personal, business, pleasure. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know how to separate that.
Right.
Right now, we dealing with this. We dealing with I Am My Community. We building a community. Anything that you're doing other than that, you could be my grandmother. If you ain't with this, I'm going to fire you, Grandma. I still love you. I love you to death, Grandma. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to bring you your flowers every Sunday, and I'm going to bring your newspaper. And I'm going to come over and do whatever I got to do, but you can't be a part of this movement. This movement, everything ain't for everybody. And Grandma, this ain't for you.
So
but no love more.
So now let me ask you this question too. Now going around this whole, like what we were just saying about people jumping on certain things because it is what it is. It's kind of like a fad for the thing to do at the moment. Now, have you found like within your own community, like you started, I Am my Community. Did you see that happen? Like people saying, "Oh, this sounds great. Let me, I'm gonna get down and be a part of it." And then as time went on, you start seeing like certain people dropping off because it's just like, it was hype at the moment, but like I'm not really about this, and it just, you just start seeing people dropping out.
Nah, because our movements is like movements every day, and we like really the streets. We like really was there, so like part of everything. So like. Everybody that's in it, they in it. Because you in it. You know what I mean? And then you ain't in it by, it ain't like you it's a thing between volunteer and volunteer. They volunteered you to be down. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got like you could be in it or you could go like the choices is really slim. You know what I'm saying? Like you could get with this or you could get with that. Like Black Sheep said, you can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is a fact. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, all our brothers is like brothers that really already been through it. They already done been to jail, or they already done been through their trials and tribulations, or the sisters, they done been through it. So their main mission is that I'm here to help somebody else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done did it. They done had all the money, or they done did all that. They done been to all the clubs. We done popped all the bottles. We done traveled to all the states, like, brother. And we came up with nothing. So, I mean, that ain't, like, it's like we beyond the point of being impressed by the Joneses. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I got to put this out here, man. Please, let me put this out here. You know, and this for all the people that be, you know, and that be running around with the Donald Trump this and the Donald Trump that, right? Now, I don't know the brother, but I do know he from New York City. I know I'm from New York City. You know what I'm saying? I knew I've been in New York City. He's been in New York City. He's a billionaire. I'm not. I've been in the street. I done ran everywhere. I done did everything. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, you know, he came up with the billion. I didn't. All right, cool. Let that ride. I ain't got no hate on the brother. I got to do what I got to do. But, you know, this is for all the blacks and Hispanic people that's out there and shooting down Donald Trump and saying this and that and the third. Keep this out of token. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I'm just a fan of reality. Now, reality is that if black people and Hispanic people are going to speak about Donald Trump before we say anything about this dude, we need to remember that Bill Clinton now locked up more people than any president in the United States of America. Than any president that existed in the United States of America. We're going to put that on the table. 2, before we protest anything or say anything about anybody, Ronald Reagan introduced crack cocaine to the black and Hispanic communities that still, he introduced it in the 80s, and we still, the effects are still killing us all the way to today. It's killing us, bro. But we don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem with that. So that's what I say, you know, when I get back to you, it's a fact. Right. You know what I'm saying? If we get on reality, there's no way in the world you will mention anything about anybody unless we mention something about these two. And then we could take it down the pipeline. But if we're going to go on what the Joneses is saying and what everybody else is saying, and we want to be cool and slick like everybody else, then we're going to jump out there and say what everybody else is saying because that's a slick thing to say today.
Right. It's a hashtag world.
If I ain't got nothing else to say in the conversation, look, my conversation is limited, right? I don't got nothing to say in the conversation, but I can come around y'all and go, yo, guess what? Yo, man, fuck Donald Trump. And then somebody else gonna say, what up, man? He did this. Now the conversation rolled to y'all.
Suddenly we're friends, right?
Yeah. And now you can take the conversation from there. I can sit my dumb ass down because you took it from there. Now everybody else got something to say. I just started it off, but at the end of the day, I ain't had nothing to talk about. Right.
Hey, sis, bro, we're friends now. So I would like to be most respectful of your time, and we've been going for a minute, and I'd like to lighten it up a little bit and get into some kind of philosophical questions, if you don't mind.
All right, let me get 2 shout-outs out.
Please.
Quick. And then anything you want, I got. One, I'd like to give a shout-out to us, you know what I'm saying, the Just Leadership USA Close Rikers Down campaign, because I'm a part of that. You know, we put a lot of effort in that. We put a lot of movement. We traveled everywhere. We went to all the Lipman round tables, and we spoke. And as a campaign and as a whole bunch of us getting together, we got the mayor to sign on. We got the governor to sign on, and Rikers Island officially going to be closed. You know, they said 10 years, and we fighting for it to be lower than that, to like 3 to 5 years. But the house of hell is going down. That's one. 2, I'd like to give a shout-out. I'd like to give a shout-out to I Am My Community, to Peace December, to Assemblyman Jose Rivera, and to the great Miss Claudette Cloven, because we are the ones that went to Parkchester, and y'all ain't going to believe this, she still live in Parkchester, Miss Claudette Cloven, who happened to be the first person 9 months before Miss Rosa Parks to refuse to ride on the back of the bus and got arrested. Well, we are the ones that went to Miss Claudette Cloven house in Parkchester and brought her to light. We brought her up to the House of Assembly. We brought her up to the House of Senate, and nobody knew her and didn't want to recognize her. She was nobody. Obama didn't want to recognize her until the Supreme Court sent the letter back and said that it's official. 9 months before Miss Rosa Parks, she got locked up and went and told Miss Rosa Parks about the whole thing because Miss Rosa Parks was her mentor, not taking nothing from Miss Rosa Parks. But Miss Claudette Cloven, and every day on March 3rd in New York City, in New York State, and now in Alabama is Miss Claudette Cloven Day, and we're responsible for that, so I have to get that out.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's wild.
Thank you for saying that, man. That is wild. I'm not going to lie. And she still lives in Parkchester. Wow.
Salute to Miss Claudette Cloven.
That's right. So one day, you know what I'm saying, I got to put the plug in, man, so y'all can do an interview with her.
What?
Oh, please do, man. Please do.
That,
just say the word, man.
What? So now, come on, you can ask me all the questions you want to ask now. You want to ask some deep questions. Let's go.
Bless. Well, like I said, we do want to be respectful of your time, so I don't know how deep we're gonna go.
I'm all right. I'm in my house. Look, I came. I'm home. I'm here. I'm waiting for y'all. I'm with y'all.
Word up. Okay, so I can tell that you've experienced a lot, and you think about things, definitely from a unique vantage point. What and I'm going to try to ask these questions in ways that are like kind of easy to answer, but go wherever you want to with it. All right. What would you say is your overall philosophy in life? Like when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thoughts that start going through your mind?
Well, my first thought is like, I got my 4 kids, so I got to make sure that, I got to say a prayer for them, because I done did a lot of things, so I don't be wanting nothing to fall back on them. So I got to most definitely say my prayers for them. I got to say prayers for my sisters, them, and my brother. And I got 3 granddaughters and my grandson, They all innocent, you know what I'm saying, who don't got nothing to do with all the foolishness and all the stuff that I put myself in, So right there. And then once I climb from there, I put myself at the last of the toll pole, because whatever, it's karma. I believe in that too. I put myself in a lot of situations. But and then from there, man, my thing is just philosophy from there. After I do that is save a life, man, and uplift my community and bring opportunity to the community and to people and try to make sure nobody else go through the stuff that I went through. Right. And then from there I just rock my day, and all that's what's on my menu for the day, and whatever come from that. But I'm not looking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever come from it. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm out here for. And you'd be surprised. I don't put nothing on nothing, but you'd be surprised how many people per day I save. I went outside, today, and last night somebody I know, little son, got shot 3 times, and it's like every time I come outside, it's like 50 different, 60 issues, but it's like I can handle it, It's not nothing to me, and a lot of people think that boom, boom, because I'm just out there. I've been like, it's like something that just came, and I'm adapted to it. They say, like, if you find a job that you like to do, you never have to work again in your life.
Word.
So Word. It ain't no work. I don't consider it work, so I just, I just try to bring out as much information and as much opportunity and as much things that I could do to try to avoid somebody else from going through all the situations that I done went through, man, which is really like basic hell, and that, I think that I'm strong. And but that's a blessing. But the average person ain't that strong, and you're not going to be able to do it, bro. And I'll be telling people that. And a lot of these young dudes and older dudes that I'll speak to on the street, and I try to help them, and they don't want to hear it. And when I go see them, and they be in jail, they be in Rikers Island, or they be in the Horizon, in the youth center, and I go to see them, and they be all beat up and bruised and not looking good. You know what I'm saying? They be done, like, I told, and I don't want to say I told you, but, like, it's a whole different story. Just because you shot 3 people in the street and killed 3 people in the street, that don't mean when you get to jail that you ain't going to get the living hell beat out of you by a regular inmate. Not by the police, by a regular inmate. Because he don't know you. He don't know nothing about the dude you shot, and he don't care about them. About you or the dude you shot. You feel me? He don't care about you, the dude you shot. He don't care about none of them. He don't care about your uncle, your cousin. He don't care about none of that. Like, what's up, bro? You ready to break your nose.
Yeah.
You feel me? He ready to break your nose. And if you ain't built like that, guess what? You got a broken nose, homie. And the average of these dudes that run around now, they just listen to, oh, yo, get a gun. I'm a shooter. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But don't forget, when you go to jail, there ain't no shooters. You got to be a fighter. But if you was on the street fighting your battles, you wouldn't be in jail for being a shooter. You'd have fought, and that would have been in on the street like we did back in the days. And these dudes are scared to do that. And they end up getting themselves in situations where they go to jail and get beat up. Because most of these dudes go to jail, and they be getting beat up, you know. And the ones that be denying that they're not getting beat up, all you got to do is ask them. If you was on the street and you committed 4 murders and you got 25 years or 50 years in jail for being down with the Shake a Leg gang, let's say, and as soon as you got to jail, they made you get down with the Afro gang and you did it, that mean that, bruh, you know, you doing life for being down with the Shake a Leg gang, but as soon as you got in here, these dudes made you get down with the Afro gang. And you threw your flag or threw whatever you did and you got down with them with that gang. So that meant that in all reality you wasn't as tough as you thought you was.
Right.
You know, and that's what it be boiling down to a lot right now in these streets, man. You know, like we need more leaders out here, man, to lead these young dudes. Because a real OG, if you're an OG, you're going to teach the young dudes how to respect women, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be a king without a queen, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to teach them how to, you know, like uplift their family and how to respect the community and how to get a job and get an education, things that our OGs never taught us.
Right. Now you haven't misstated anything there. I mean, all of that is right and exact. Let me ask you another question. What would you say is the greatest gift or one of the greatest gifts you ever received in this life?
Well, one that I say, you know, my moms and pops passed when I was young. I say my mother. You know, my mom's like passed when I was young, but she taught me so much within that short level of time that it just like I'll be like, man, you know, I could imagine. And I always tell people, I'll be like, bro, my mom's alive, I'll be the president. And I honestly think that. I'll be untouchable. You know, if my mom was alive, because my mom passed when I was like 16. And from there, right now, I'm 48 years old. You know, and for all the things I done did with just that little bit of, you know, the knowledge that she taught me in them 16 years, because everything to today, everything I run, to the way I write, to the way I do everything, I really got from my mom's. You know, right. To the way I know how to conduct myself now, that what she taught me, but I didn't follow it at that time, but I kept it in the Rolodex, you know. Right. And
the seed was planted anyway, you know, right?
Yeah, so, you know, like they say, everything happened for a reason, you know, so sometimes I sit back and I'll be like, well, you know, I cry and be like, oh, well, you know, well, she passed like this and passed, but boom, and I feel like it was a shortcoming, but then it may not have been a shortcoming, you know. Everything happened for a reason. I just take it like that. So, but I say my mother, you know, she just taught me so much, and that I figured at 16, you know. And then I got older brothers, I got older sisters, but at the end of the day, when my mom's passed, she left me in charge, like to keep everybody together, and I kept everybody together. Everybody tried to do their little string and going over here and going over there, and it ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. And to today, like we here. Like, I could call all of them. Everybody could call everybody. I could be like, right now, yo, man, we can have a meeting. Come to my house. And everybody going to be here. The older ones and the younger ones. You know? But they calling me, and I don't know if everybody going to be there. You know what I'm saying? But if I call a meet, everybody going to be there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the oldest, but my mom's left me in charge. And I had the struggle and all that with everybody because, you know, the oldest one take their thing. But then at the end of the day, I got to listen to the things my mom said to listen to them with, you know, because she also didn't leave me like, you know, the this and that. You just in charge of keeping the family together. You're not in charge of running the house and none of that. So I also knew that, too. So I had to have my sister, you know, Miss Big Mouth. I had to respect her running the house because that was the rules. You know, and they couldn't understand it. Like, yo, but you doing all this, but you always respect her because that's the rules my mom's left, bro.
Gotcha.
You know, I got the family, but she got the house. And she got the house to keep all us together, so I ain't going to knock that. You know what I'm saying? She throw me out, whatever, and I got to go, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be cool, you know? You know? But we all, man, you know, it's like, you know, it's each one teach one, man. And it's like, that's my main philosophy right there, man. You know, we got to get out of us. You got to get out of me. You got to get out of I. And you got to just get into everybody. And you know, because when I say us, you know, usually when people say us, they deal to their own race and their own kind or whatever. No, I'm talking about you got to deal with everybody. If you want to be effective and you really want to be like, you got to deal with everybody, you know, because if you're going to say peace, peace is a universal greeting. It's not just for one kind or one race. It's for everybody that want to come underneath the umbrella, you know. Man,
I try to say that all the time, bro.
Yeah. Can't shun nobody off, man. This brother coming in peace, this is coming in peace, then you got to, you know, accept them, you know, regardless of what they are. They can be fat, white, black, gay, bi, straight. They can be whatever they want to be, man. But if they coming in peace and they coming at you in peace, whatever they sexual preference or whatever they are, whatever that should be irrelevant to you because that's not what they here representing.
Right.
You know?
Right. If it's peace, right?
Yeah, that's what you represent.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
You know, before we're gonna probably start wrapping it up. Before you know, if you had any final thoughts or whatever, but I had one more question for you, and I was gonna ask it in this way, like if you had a Walkman on you today, what's in your Walkman today? What are you listening to?
Man.
Don't laugh at me, E. You know they were better than the Discman anyway.
Yo, look, I'm listening to the Claudine this Claudine soundtrack. Remember Claudine, the movie?
Mm-hmm.
On and on. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Mr. Welfare and all that. I'm listening to old school music, man. You know, I listen to hip hop, but like I don't want to hear all the shoot 'em up, shot 'em up, kill 'em, and you know, I don't want to hear that. And then I don't want to hear all about the big bully stuff that I know you don't get because I was a big bully and I ain't see you there. Right. And the big bullies don't brag about the big bully stuff, so I knew you wasn't there.
True.
So that ain't impressing me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, ain't nobody really getting deep. So I go back to, like, I listen to real music, and real music is like the 70s and the 80s, all the way up to, like, really the 90s, man. And then after, you know, then you got a couple of brothers like Neo and a couple other brothers that came out and try to keep it going, but it's very, like, it's hard, man. So I don't listen to none of that junk. Don't ask me none of the who, all the little who, the little wild, the little this, the little that. I don't know none of them. Every time my daughter be playing it, yo, and I have to stop myself because I sound like my mom's. And I'll be like, yo, you stop it, brother. I'm like, yo, turn that junk off, yo. You know? I'm like, yo, what you listening to? Yo, turn that junk off up in here, man. I don't want to hear all that. And then I got to figure out when hip-hop first came out, and my mom used to be like, turn that junk off. I don't want to hear all that.
Red, that's what we were just talking about that, right, Red?
You're exactly right. We have this discussion on a regular that, you know, we got to embrace everything, right? We got to embrace everything. That every generation is in a sense bound to hate on the next generation's style, right? And a lot of times for good reason, but we can't ignore the fact that every generation does it. Like we ain't brand new.
But
I ain't gonna lie,
hold on, I'm going to cut you off, K-Boy, but check this out, Doc. Look how funny it is to have this conversation about one generation and the other, and we're talking to none other than rap's new generation.
You're right. It all ties in, man. It's cosmic and cyclical, all right? It all ties in.
Yeah, we talk about the new generation,
right? The rap's new generation. We're talking about rap's new generation.
Hey, K-Boy, you probably have it worse than like some of us other parents because we say that all the time, but your kids could turn around and say like that. Come on now, like you're the guy that just put out rap's new generation, talking about the generation before you. So cut it out.
Yeah. Yo, look. I'm the coolest dad in the world, man. I don't get no debates. I'm the coolest dad in the world. All you got to do is do. You know what I'm saying? Like. Without my moms and pops, after they done guided me and they passed away, I did a lot of things, but I did graduate from college. So you got a mother and a father. So after you do that, then you can talk to me.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Outdo that. Definitely. So they all done outdid that, except for my little one that's 15, 14. She's the only one they outdid it, but they all done outdid that. So now we can build. You know what I'm saying? We can build now. I can build with all that. We can speak about anything. We can do all that. They outdid it. Because you got to outdo that, bro. If I could do that, it's mathematically impossible for you to tell me going through group homes and going back and forth from here and having to fucking, pardon my language, sell weed and all that to buy books to go to school, and the police giving me a break because I'm showing them my school ID and I'm only out here selling weed to buy books, and you ain't got to go through none of that, and you can't outdo that. Man, listen, you can't be my kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so
that's true, that's true, man. Look, K-Bone, real quick, we're gonna get ready to, like Doc was saying, wrap it up. But I want to do this little thing that we do at the end, and basically, I'm gonna ask you a couple of different things. You know, your favorite things, and you can answer it with like one or two words. You know, and you touched on music a little bit, but I want to get a little more specific. So I'm gonna start off with your favorite hip hop song.
Would have to be Mass Appeal.
Ooh, really? Okay.
By Guru and Gangstar.
All
right. I kind of want to ask you why.
You sound like Elroy. That was my joint.
Yeah. You kind of caught me off guard. I didn't think you were gonna go there. That's cool. All right. Shout out to Gangstar, the whole Gangstar crew, and rest in peace.
That's
Guru.
my boy too. DJ Guru, rest in peace. NYGs.
Next one. What about favorite song outside of hip hop?
Outside hip hop, the Ozzy Brothers, "Smooth Sailing." Because I used to listen to that all the time when my mom passed away.
Okay, cool. Next one.
That was my mom passed away, so I used to listen to that every day. So I would say, "Smooth Sailing."
Smooth Sailing by the Ozzy Brothers. Cool, okay.
Yes.
Next one, favorite spot to eat at in the Bronx?
Favorite spot to eat at in the Bronx? Jimmy's. Shit, you ain't going over Jimmy's, you might as well stay home. You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy, now you talking about for those that...
They're on 168 now.
Okay. Now that's the same Jimmy's Cafe from...
No, the Jimmy's Soul Food that's be on 169 and Clay Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Now they on 168. His son took over.
All right. Cool. Next one, favorite club to go to back in the days?
Favorite club to go to, man? You gotta be kidding me. Rooftop.
Rooftop?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rooftop. But you know, we go to so many clubs, man. We had the Rooftop. We had the After Dark. We had 1018. They had, you know what I'm saying? We had all the clubs, man. You know what I'm saying? We was everywhere. Union Square.
Yeah, you know? That's true. I mean, I know that's kind of hard. There's a lot of good ones.
Rooftop is number one.
Rooftop number one? All right. Bet.
Yeah, Rooftop number one.
Next one, favorite sneaker of all time?
Favorite speaker?
Sneaker.
Speaker, Musa Summit.
No.
Musa?
Sneakers. Ooh. Like Adidas, Pumas, sneakers.
Oh, sneakers? Yeah. Oh, my Adidas. Man, I got a pair of purple Adidas on right now from Japan. Word up by Adidas. That's it. I got bad Adidas, but you know what I'm saying? Adidas.
All right, cool. Even back in the days too, Adidas?
Yeah, Adidas, man. Listen,
okay.
I just rub my joint down the toothpaste, rub down with the Griffin. I'm taking it back. Yeah, Adidas. Change my laces every single day. Iron my laces. Yeah, Adidas.
Yeah. Iron the shoelaces. That's crazy. No, they won't even understand if you did that now.
Yeah. Iron my joint. Yo, look, my mom's on me for that.
Yeah.
Well, you running up this electricity, ironing some shoelaces. Wasting up my starch.
what bills you paying this month?
Yeah. Look. You ain't got a pot to piss in, a water, a window to throw it out. Yeah.
But your shoelaces got to be right.
You broke every day.
That was the next one. I'm going to get to the last one, but that was like also with the, remember putting in the creases in the pants?
Yep. Hey, we still do that out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still do that.
All right. This one now. This is the last one, and like I said, it might take you a little time to answer. You just take your time. Don't answer too quick. But the last one is, what is your favorite online show of all time that has a lovely young lady as a host and a cool brother as a co-host?
Tick.
Well, that ain't gonna be too hard to go. I'm gonna have to go with Doc Sauce and Uncle E.
Hey, ding. Yo, what do we got for him, Uncle E?
Well, what we got? You know what?
Hey, yo, take them 20 push-ups back. I answered that one.
I was just gonna say.
You gotta take him back, E. He's right. You gotta take him back.
I swear to God, that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. You don't have to take those push-ups. I'll do it for you.
Yes. I'll match you, E. I'll match you. We're in this together.
Right, cool.
I'm not gonna leave you hanging on that.
Man, listen, K-Born, I don't know really, to be honest with you, how to express how happy I am that you took the time to sit down and talk with us. You touched on a lot of things that I think is important for people to hear. So I just want to let you know, man, that this is really, we're definitely going to be pushing this interview, for as long as we can. And feel free, when you have time, when you have a second, to send me any links to anything that you're doing involving with, the community. We'll definitely have that on the website.
What would load you up?
Brother, listen, like I said, you don't have to ask for anything. Just anything that you have that you want to get the word out or whatever, send it, man, and I'll definitely have it up on the website.
We got you.
Okay, brother. And vice versa, man. Anytime y'all need me to represent anything, y'all doing some type of outside event, y'all need me to speak or anything, all y'all got to do is hit me up too, and I'm there.
Bless.
Definitely. No. I like I said, as soon as I get some time, because I'm out in Long Island, man, so I'm not far from you, but as soon as this time is available, I want to come out and see you and try to support something that you're doing as well.
Okay. And yo, I'd like to say peace to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure y'all having me on. I appreciate it. Hit me up anytime. Doc Sauce, Uncle E, Raps New Generation. I am my community, BX, Long Island. We in here. All right, y'all. Peace.
This has been a special Get Yourz Radio Mecca Music production brought to you by www.getyoursworld.com. Special thanks to K-Born of the Classical 2 for joining us this evening and giving us so much knowledge, so many gems. Shout out to Uncle E, our founder, and to all of our supporters worldwide. We appreciate you so much. Peace.